Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Sauron channel. Today's gonna be a bit of a, I don't know, what do we call this? Just a debrief, a heart to heart. Let's talk a little bit about the Sauron channel for a second here. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this all that much, so if there are like hiccups or if I stutter, just forgive me, don't blast me, but whatever, who cares? Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about me, right? My name's Sauron, right? This is the Sauron channel. See, that was the original intention of this channel, and for anybody who's been following me for more than a couple years, you know that in the past I used to do a lot more variety content. I tried a couple different times, and honestly, people think that I'm a Genshin creator. I don't consider myself a Genshin content creator, and I never have, and I never will. And to that point, I think that I understand that that's what most of the people who come to this channel are here to watch, and I understand that. I don't hate you for that. That's not me criticizing you, but anybody who's been here for a while knows that that was never my intention. I've always wanted to do more variety stuff, and YouTube doesn't really like that. If you're not familiar with YouTube, maybe you're more casual, or maybe you're just, maybe you just don't really understand how the algorithm works, but there are really two major things that tend to drive what videos do well on YouTube. And you would think it's things like, oh, like how many comments they got, how many likes they got. Not really. Really, the only thing that YouTube seems to care all that much about is exactly your click-through rate, which is how many people clicked on the video, and then your retention rate, which is how long people actually watch the video for. So if either of those don't do particularly well, for instance, if a video gets a lot of clicks, but people click off of it immediately, or if nobody clicks on the video, even though the people who do watch the video watch it all the way through, if either of those scenarios happen, your video is not going to do all that well. And recently, if I do stuff that isn't Genshin, I wouldn't even say recently, historically, if I do stuff that isn't Genshin, that is always the case, right? The video flops, doesn't do well, etc. So that takes us to where we are here. You all, if you have been following the Sauron channel, are very well aware that I don't really post very often anymore. And that is in part because I was busy. I was busy with the music video that went up for Yoimiya. I do one every year. And I spent probably literally over 100 hours on that. Drawing, storyboarding, editing, etc. Making a song, singing the song, mixing, etc, etc, etc. It was a lot of work, and that video did terribly. It got 200 views, and that was about what I expected. I actually had hypothesized it would get 300, so we're pretty under target, but that's, it's exactly in the ballpark of, I knew this video wouldn't do well, I still want to do it anyway. That's the kind of stuff I care about, and unfortunately, the stuff I care about will never do well on YouTube, and that's just a reality I've had to come to terms with. So that is why I haven't been uploading much. I don't like making Genshin videos very much. I've done my best to make ways where I have fun doing Genshin videos. Like, Faded Abyss was actually a fun concept, and I had fun doing it, but like, it's so much editing, and it's so hard, and it's not doing particularly well to the point where I'm like, oh, well, people really like this, so I should keep doing it. It's like, fine. It does fine. The stuff that does really well is just like the stuff that I don't ever care about. And at the end of the day, I have a full-time job. YouTube for me is 100% a hobby. I don't really care about making money off of YouTube. That's why when I don't upload for 2 months, I'm like, I don't care. I'll get to it if I get to it. If I don't, I don't. Right? I am not dependent on YouTube for my income, which is a good thing. That means that I can do the things that I want to do. And that means I'm not tied to being forced to release videos for the sake of my survival, right? That means I can do the stuff that I genuinely want to do instead of just having to play to the algorithm. I feel strongly for the creators who this is their job, right? Like, that's hard. I sympathize. I don't empathize because I don't personally feel that way, of course. I don't envy that position. That's hard. When your passion becomes a job, that's really hard. But some of you may have seen my last Crash Out video about this. It's really hard when you care a lot about something and it doesn't do well, right? Like, and this is something that is hard to explain to people who aren't creators, who don't like put their work out there for other people. Now, let me rephrase that. For people who don't post online, because there are plenty of people who create in their individual lives and don't necessarily like put it out there online, right? It is really hard to differentiate the numbers in your head from, I guess, like success, right? Like YouTube will blast metrics and statistics in your face, right? Like, I don't know if you've ever heard about the fabled 10 of 10, but YouTube will always compare a new upload to your past 9 uploads, and tell you, hey, this video is ranked blank out of 10 for your past 10 uploads. And recently, it's been a lot of 10 to 10s for me. And I don't necessarily, like, that's disheartening, of course, obviously. Like, I think that I put a fair amount of effort into my videos, and I like to draw my own thumbnails and do et cetera, right? Like, that's not the core issue for me, right? Like, it's fine if my channel isn't necessarily growing, isn't necessarily doing well, whatever. It's the fact that the stuff that I do put more of myself into, the less I see the algorithm likes that, right? Like, the more Sauron there is in there, the less well it does. And that's kind of like the crux of the issue for me, is at the end of the day, because it's a hobby for me, I only want to be doing the things I want to be doing. And if those things aren't doing well, why am I doing it? Right? I guess that's kind of the situation we've ended up in. Is I've been mulling over this for a couple of weeks now, ever since I uploaded the Yoimiya music video this year, and I was just like, do I really care about uploading? Like, the only reason that I do particular videos, like trying to keep up with these Spiral Roulette or Spiral Abyss series, etc., like, the only reason I did keep up with Spiral Roulette for so long is because, like, I felt, obviously I liked seeing my numbers get bigger. I think that that's just kind of, I'm not immune to propaganda. I'm not immune to my numbers getting bigger. I'm not immune to the paycheck that YouTube gives me. Like, there's that. There's also, like, it feels good to share something and for people to engage with it, right? I think that's kind of the bottom line, is that the only reason that I would create and put it online is so that people engage with it, and so I can hear with people and talk to people and see what people's reactions are. And so the videos that do well are the ones that are going to get the most engagement, etc., right? But it's just like, at the same time, the things that I want to do are the things that are a little bit more like self-expression, right? Like, the learning how to voice act and like creating these types of art projects and doing these music videos and trying out new things and trying out new hobbies and engaging my fans and doing things like that, right? That's the stuff that I would way more prefer, but it just doesn't do well. Like, the repo videos I do with Donnie, any collab video, it's funny, every collab video that I do with Donnie, we've done like probably maybe a dozen collabs at this point. The totality of views of every collab we've done put together is less than the views that we got on the one Spiral Abyss one we did. Which is just like, like, if that isn't kind of case in point of the algorithm, I don't know. Which is all to say, I'm kind of just rambling. This is the problem with just hitting the record button and having no script or anything. I didn't even write bullet points. Maybe I should have written bullet points. Where I'm trying to get with this whole thought. If you're still listening to this, by the way, I don't know why. I'm glad you're a fan of the channel, I guess. I appreciate you as a human being. The analogy that I want to bring up, because I feel like a lot of people will hear, why are you uploading things if you aren't having fun, right? And here's the analogy I want to give you, and maybe this still won't make sense, but imagine that baking is your passion, right? And you're in school, you're like a high school student, and you love baking, and one day you decide to bring into class like some cookies that you baked, right? And everybody in class is like, oh my god, dude, you bake? That's so cool. Wow, these cookies are delicious, man. That's great. Thank you so much, right? And you're like, you feel good because, like, yeah, everybody's happy. You did something cool. You get a bit of street cred for baking these cookies, and life goes on. And so next week, you're like, well, everybody liked those cookies, so you know what? I'll bring in some more cookies. I'll do that. And so you bring in some cookies. Maybe they're like, maybe you tried a different type of cookie this time, right? Instead of ginger snaps, you did freaking, I don't know, butterscotch, whatever. Are those cookies? I have no idea. You bring in cookies again, and everybody's like, oh my god, dude, you're the best. You're so cool. You're awesome. You keep doing this a couple weeks, and then maybe one day you're like, you know what? I like baking, and cookies are great and all, but I kind of want to try something else. I'm going to try baking muffins. And you bring in muffins, and everybody's like, hey man, those are pretty cool and all, I guess, but like I kind of liked it more when you like brought in cookies, you know. And you're like, "Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Sure." And then you bring in cookies. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, you're the coolest again," right? And this is kind of like what it feels like to put things on the internet. It is the feeling of, I want to bake something else, but the only thing people want me to bake is cookies. And people don't care if I bake something that isn't cookies. Nobody cares. It also is this constant feeling of the only reason people care is because I'm outputting cookies, right? Which may or may not be true. And there may be people in class who are like, well, I thought Soren was a pretty cool guy before they started making cookies, right? There may be, possibly, but they don't say it, right? And there are gonna be people who are like, I only liked Soren when they baked cookies. I don't fucking care about Soren otherwise. And then there are gonna be the people who are like, oh, you know, like Soren, I like it when Soren brings in cookies or muffins, or even like when they bring in scones or whatever, right? Like that. All this to say is that it feels like I'm in the situation where the only thing that people will ever want to see on this channel is Genshin. And I know that there are other people who do watch literally anything I post, which, if you are one of those people, I appreciate it. And I will also say that I can only ever know how well or how much people are engaging with a video by two things: likes and comments. I can never, ever, ever tell otherwise, right? I will never be able to engage with people other than that. Unless people talk to me, I can't talk to them, right? And I think that that's where I've reached, is I want to be doing the stuff that I care about, and YouTube is going to shut down every single video I upload that isn't Genshin. And I don't want to make Genshin videos. I'm bored. Bottom line is I'm bored. It's not fun. I'm not having fun. Why would I do it if I'm not having fun, right? I think that it's the selfish part of me that is like, this is my content and I want to do it for myself, right? I don't even think that's selfish, right? Like, it sounds like, how do I phrase this? You know, I think it's easy for creators to say things like, I want to do this for other people. Like, I like making other people happy. I like making other people laugh. I like being a part of other people's lives. Those are all true. I do feel that way about all those things. And more important than all of those things is I want to enjoy what I am doing. Bottom line, period. It's a hobby. I'm doing this because I like doing it. And if I don't like doing it, then why am I doing it, right? But it is hard to divorce myself from that feeling of like, oh, people only care if I do X. Oh, people only watch if I do Y. And it's this situation of, I want to bake muffins, but people only want cookies. So, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is I'm closing the cookie shop. I don't think I'm going to upload here very often, if ever. I'm not saying like I'm closing the channel or retiring or anything like that. I think it's more just, I just want you all to know that I'm not going to force myself to bake cookies. I'm not going to force myself to record Genshin videos. I never really wanted to in the first place. And that's not to say I disliked recording Genshin videos, or else why would I have done it? But every other video that I recorded, I cared more about. And none of those did well. Which is to say, for my mental health's sake, And just for my own, like, hobby's sake, right? Like, I don't want to be spending time making Genshin videos for the sake of trying to sustain a channel. I'm gonna do the things that I care about and have fun doing what I enjoy doing. Because that was the original purpose. The original thing was I just wanted to have fun recording, editing, being me, and I think I'm much more than a Genshin content creator. I never felt that I was a Genshin content creator. That's why I was so purposeful about drawing all of my own thumbnails and stuff like that, right? Because, like, I like art. I think art is a big part of who I am and what I do. Like, I like music. I'm not good at it, but I like music. I like voice acting. I'm not good at that either. I like fighting games. I like all sorts of other things. But that's the only thing that people watch and the only thing people know me for. And frankly, fuck you. You don't know who I am then. And, like, I get it. I'm just some guy on the internet, right? But yeah, I don't want to be just some guy on the internet. I want to be Sauron. And I want people, if they know Sauron, to know that Sauron is not just one thing. So that's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. All of this is kind of just, I guess, if you've watched this far and you're like, oh no, Sauron, I'm going to miss you. And you're actually one of those people who will watch anything I do, come to the Sauronly channel. There is a thing on screen about what the Sauronly channel is, but it is my variety channel that I'm going to start uploading to a lot more frequently because I'm not giving up on this channel, but it'll be a lot rarer. If we get a Yoimiya skin, I'll obviously be back. But that's where I'm going to start over, try again, and be more me this time. Be more intentional about me. I'm not going to make the mistake of seeing numbers go up and then chase those numbers going up. I'm going to start small, sustainable, and grow the way I want to grow. Because at the end of the day, again, this is a hobby, and I want to be me. I want to be me. I don't want to be what other people want me to be. I don't want to be a content mill that churns out the same boring garbage every time because that's the only thing people want to watch. I think that's stupid. I'm more than that. You all are more than that. So yeah. I guess, like, closing thoughts. Support your small creators. Just remember that every person that you see on the internet is still a human being. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because there are lots of AI bots and shit now. Just remember that the small creators are humans, right? And they are doing it for the love of the game. And there are few things that a person appreciates more when they're creating than some kind words and someone who will pay attention and someone feeling like somebody actually cares about the work that they do. I'm going to keep creating because that's what I've always wanted to do, and that's part of who I am. And if that means giving up on a 17,000, I don't know how many subscribers I have, something like that, 17,000-ish channel, I'm okay with that. Like, I think that that's an impressive feat. It's obviously not like a huge channel, but it's still in the 99th percentile of YouTube channels, right? Like, breaking 10K is pretty amazing. And I'm proud of that. And I'm going to start over because I want to do it right. I want it to be about me, baby. So yeah, come to the Sauronly channel if you want. And if you don't want that, if you are just here for the Genshin content, that's okay. Just, I hope that you find it somewhere else. That's all. Okay, stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you when I see you. I appreciate you all. If you watched this far, you're probably one of the good ones, so. Okay, bye.